Is everyone having a good time lately? Regardless of your location, the Crypto Channel is happy to see you back. Enjoy your Wednesday to the fullest. Today is a joyous occasion because, as is widely known, Bitcoin has indeed reached its all-time high. Perhaps you've noticed that I've been mentioning how the launch of the channel is almost around the corner. I have also been discussing Bitcoin's official retest and subsequent new all-time high for the previous several days. We can now see the future of this sector, thanks to this exciting new discovery. When taken as a whole, cryptocurrency markets are performing well. The price of XRP, for instance, has increased to $2.36, a 1.3% increase. The current value of one Bitcoin is around $150, having lost some of its earlier luster. However, when considering an increase from yesterday has resulted in a 24-hour transaction volume worth approximately $3 billion and 500 million. Similarly, I want to stress again that whatever you hear on this podcast in no way constitutes professional financial advice. Do your own study on cryptocurrencies before putting any money into the market. Senate Statute 21, a strategic statute establishing a Bitcoin reserve, warrants the same level of diligence as any other investment. It is now formally approved by the Texas House of Representatives. This requires serious consideration. It was just some major news, so we'll speak about it more now that we're discussing it. The value of Bitcoin has increased recently. As was mentioned in the previous statement, the current value of 1 kilogram of gold in Bitcoin is $19,000. Since then, the rate of growth has moderated. 1 kilogram of gold is now worth 106,000 USD. Having said that, these are based on record highs. The price action of Bitcoin is fascinating because it reveals how far compared to previous years this asset class is doing better now. Upon its release, Bitcoin was dubbed digital gold due to its resemblance to gold. I know a lot of people don't get it, but this is a huge day for the cryptocurrency market overall, and we're in the middle of things, right up there with gold. While XRP and cryptocurrency prices have everyone's attention, anyone familiar with the market dynamics can tell that this is excellent news for the entire cryptocurrency market, not alone Bitcoin. Moving forward, today is a huge day for closings with a total of 60 available positions totaling $99,000, $59,000, $1,000 have been successfully finalized as anticipated. There will probably be a deluge of overly leveraged holdings when Bitcoin reaches its all-time high. For this reason, we were able to reap a temporary windfall of $109,000 from our hit an all-time high, hence the resistance was successful in its goals. More people are taking long positions when the market gets hotter in an effort to unload long-term holdings. The role of market makers and whales becomes apparent in this context. At this very moment, the situation in the do not use any websites that offer you the possibility to borrow money if this is your first time trading cryptocurrency. You could lose all of your money. From the very first episode, I have dedicated a great deal of time to discussing this subject on my show. New market traders should consider leverage trading platforms. A great deal of stress is being applied to this sector. Yes, the price of Bitcoin has indeed surpassed its previous record high of $109,000. We will continue discussing that subject tomorrow, but for now, let's examine this. Unpredictability can occur in two ways. XRP futures will see the debut of its first exchange-traded fund ETF. The stock's ticker symbol will be XRPI. Not a spot ETF, but rather one focused on the far future. This is a watershed moment for the XRP local token. Nevertheless, since the SEC was tardy in filing the 21 share report regarding certain digital assets such as XRP, they have decided to delay it, but they are not denying that it will occur. In my opinion, the incoming Paul Atkins will open the door to a plethora of exchange-traded funds ETFs at the Securities and Exchange Commission. I disagree with others who believe it will take until next week or maybe tomorrow for it to happen. They shell out a ton of cash because they anticipate it happening a lot sooner than the rest of you. A substantial amount of money is still flowing in, regardless of your belief in it. A closer inspection of the goings-on behind the scenes should convince anyone who doubts the influx of cash. Most people don't give much thought to the fact that the over-the-counter market generates the majority of revenue. By examining the data on the blockchain, it is clear that large banks are actively trading XRP and other digital assets. The possibility of over-the-counter transactions is raised by this, adding that if it sounds unbelievable, those individuals are already saving a substantial amount of money. When the next wave of alternative cryptocurrency prices surges, they will be ready. That's pretty much the whole story. I heard Mr. Man say something incredibly interesting, and I was hoping you might find it interesting too. Maybe interested in Brazil and Ripple are shows that a lot of people like watching. The PIX system will incorporate automatic Ripple payments on June 16, much quicker is this method of payment. Keep in mind that the BBRL stablecoin makes advantage of the XRP technology. You can see the relationship between BBRL and XRP in the XRP record. No matter the type of money being sent, this interaction occurs every time a currency crosses the XRP. In this tokenized system, it is fundamental to the speed with which value is moved. It is anticipated that XRP will play a significant role in all transactions. The BBRL network may function similarly to the XRP network, with XRP serving as the undercarriage for the tokenized train carriages. If XRP represents the network, then ET represents the goods. Even if a transaction doesn't appear to be taking place, XRP will nonetheless serve as its foundation. This perspective is fascinating to me. The Genius Act was finally approved by a vote of 6,131. How to make modifications is what we'll be discussing presently. First, let's take a look at the present price situation. That is pretty crucial news. There is clearly a greater degree of control now, 64.17%. If this comes as a surprise to anyone, please explain why. It appears that Bitcoin is about to hit a new high. From what I can see, Bitcoin is attracting more and more attention daily. This has persisted for several days at this point. The current price action of XRP shows that it is unable to break out of the 38.2 region. It's obvious that the majority of those... It is comforting to know how far XRP has gone for those who have invested in it. The truth remains, nevertheless, that trolls will persist in spreading misinformation regarding the XRP price's stagnation. Keep in mind that trolls have complete freedom of speech. If the current Bitcoin trend has you enthusiastic about X, those curious about the XRP holdings should be well versed in market dynamics. We are emerging from a highly precarious situation, and the current state of affairs is quite remarkable. This 38-point level has largely been XRP's position for the past few months. Aid with its seizing. Once we witness that breakout, you can see for yourself how XRP will benefit greatly from this tendency to accumulate. After viewing that, haters will be speechless.